Hi everyone. So it's really wet and horrible outside today. I've come into my studio to record a 45-minute yoga session to allow you to have some yoga at home to make yourself feel better. This session incorporates everything: breathing techniques, opening up the tension in your feet, your knees, your hips, your chest, your heart, getting the blood flow going so that by the end of it you're going to feel fitter, calmer and ready for the rest of your day. So enjoy. Namaste. If you start by taking a cushion or something just to lift your hips, we're going to start in our Namaste Kriya. So bring yourself into a comfortable cross-legged position, whatever works for you, however you're most comfortable. We're going to stay here for a few breaths and for a few postures while we open up the chest. So to make sure you're nice and comfortable, knees are lower than hips if possible. That just takes the pressure out of the lower back. And then gently open the heart. Take a breath. Settle into your mat, settle into your body. We're going to come into Chin Mudra, so index finger and thumb together. Just allow the back of the hands to rest on the knees. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Just lift up through the crown. We're going to take 4 conscious Ujjayi breaths. So constrict your throat. Ujjayi inhale. Allow yourself to hear and feel your breath. Ujjayi exhale. Soften any tension from your forehead and your jaw. Soften your muscles. 3 more. Slow, steady, audible breathing so that you can feel the breath come from your belly into your heart, into the crown of your head. And then you can feel the breath coming just exactly the same way, all the way down. You can hear the breath. It's warming the esophagus. It's warming you up internally. One final round. Settle in. Take a bit of peace for yourself underneath your skin. And at the end of your exhale, gently bring your hands to Untitled Mudra, palms together, thumbs into your center. And take a little bow to yourself. Welcome yourself to your yoga mat. I wish you well in your practice. Namaste. So release your hands down. We're going to start by opening the chest. So interlace the fingers, take a Ujjayi breath in and raise up, flying mountain. So open your heart, take a big stretch. And then when you're ready, release your hands, interlace your fingers behind and pull back. So we're going to be using a mudra today called Khali Mudra. I'll show you what that is. So when you interlace your fingers, we do an interlace like this. I'll come and show you with the screen. You interlace your fingers, you cross your thumbs and you have your index fingers nice and high. This is a lovely way to detox the body. And as much as you can, bring the palms, the heel of your hands together. Sometimes in some postures we can't because the shoulders are quite tight. As much as you can, bring them together so your palms are touching, your index fingers are high. So we're going to do that behind ourselves as we interlace our fingers and open up the chest. So Khali Mudra behind, interlace fingers, index fingers pointing out, open the chest. And then when you're ready, just lower your right ear. I'm not going to mirror, so lower your right ear towards your shoulder and pull your left shoulder away from your left ear. Just get that tension out of the shoulder. One more breath. And then lift your head on the inhale. Left ear to left shoulder. And pull that right ear away from your right shoulder. Lovely tension release in the neck. And release the hands. Lift the head. Roll the shoulders. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. We're just going to take a few shoulder rolls. So just allow your shoulders now to roll and your elbows to make big circles. Just get into that tension in the back. Draw your pelvic floor in and up. And draw your belly in and up. So this is Mula Bandha in the pelvic floor when you suck it in and pull it up. And Uddiyana Bandha when you draw your navel towards your spine and lift it. And these two zip everything up from the inside. We're going to go round the other way now. So elbows go round and out. Just rolling into the shoulders, holding on tight. Check your breath. You're zipped up internally. Energy's flowing. We'll take an inhale now. We're going to turn to the right. So you're going to take the left hand, the back of it towards your knee, right fingertips to the behind the mat and lift. Zip yourself up and then turn. Spinal twist. Take your right shoulder round. So the inhale draws the belly in and up. And the exhale takes the shoulder all the way around. Squeeze. Start to look behind you. One more. And then inhale, hands to shoulders. Take a turn. And now your left back of your hand and your right back of your hand on your left knee and your left fingertips behind. Lift up, so zip yourself up. Engage those bandhas and twist. Take a breath in. Wring out your spine, melt and squeeze your way round. Just start to look behind you. One more. Relax any tension on your face and your jaw. And then inhale back to centre. I'm going to take a few breaths now. So when you're ready, bring the back of your hands together in front of you. Inhale, lift. Then a big exhale, like a lion's breath out the mouth. As you take your hands back. So lift and grow, energize. And let go. Big tension release. Inhale. Open the ribs. Exhale. Pressure out. Final breath. And exhale. Let go. Hands into mudra. Index finger and thumb together. Back to the knees. Back to the hands on the knees. We're going to take 3 kumbhakas, so 3 breath holds. So when you're ready, inhale, Ujjayi, lift. When you're full to the brim, hold on to that breath and focus your mind on a slow and steady count to 12. So this inhale will let all the oxygen to the lungs, the heart, the digestion. You're getting a big detox. And when you get to the count of 12, open your mouth and a controlled R breath. Slow and steady. Let go as you soften and release that pressure off. We'll do 2 more. So the inhale, you draw that breath up like you're sucking up a straw from your belly to your heart, into your head, and hold on for the count of 12. No rush. Resist the urge to rush. And slow and steady R breath out of your mouth. Take the pressure out. Final breath. Inhale, Ujjayi. 12-second breath hold, Anti-Kumbhaka. And an exhale to let go. Check in with how you're feeling. Take a little namaste, hands to heart. Welcome yourself into your practice. Let's get started with moving the body. So move your cushion. Sweep it aside. You're not going to need that anymore. Bring yourself to standing. So feet together, about hip distance apart, and just take this moment to fold. So standing forward fold. So hips high and just relax. Now your hamstrings might be tight, so feel free to move one after the other. You don't need to be stiff. Crown low, hips high. Tuck the belly in and that'll lengthen and grow the spine. And then get that crown nice and low. Get your forehead towards your shins. Just rock, just move. If you want to, feel free to hold each elbow and just allow yourself to hang and move and check in with your breath. Spread the toes. Have your hips above your heart above your head, and let all that fresh blood now run into the centre of your brain. Check in, one more breath. Now release the hands to the floor. Take a little bend in the knees and we're going to reach up, flying man. So squeeze your bottom, nice straight back and launch up. Arch the back, look to those thumbs. And then bring your hands down to your heart to close. Take a breath. And if you're not already, walk yourself to the front of your mat. We're going to come into 2 rounds of adapted sun salutation. So we are going to do a sun salutation, but it's going to include a low lunge, just to get that blood flowing to the hips and the heart. So when you're ready, big toes together, heels about 1 centimetre apart, suck up the thighs, tailbone down, and reach through those fingers. So the inhale will open the heart, lift through the crown. And the exhale will soften, spread the toes. Draw your pelvic floor in and up, bend the knees, reach back, flying mountain, look up at those thumbs, little back bend, and then swan dive. So open your heart and fold. Bring your hands down to your feet, your nose to your knees, hips high. Inhale, take your right foot back, bend into that knee, so drop it, sink into the hips and open the heart, lift. And then when you're ready, bring those hands down. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. So hips high, spread the toes, move around a little bit. If it's your first time in downward facing dog, you're just going to melt your chest towards your thighs and just lift the hips, move around, check in with your first downward facing dog. We're going to inhale into plank. So suck the pelvic floor in and up, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, 8-point pose. So knees down, chin, chest forward. Just let those elbows scrape past your ribs, and then inhale, release your hips, open your heart, cobra, squeeze your bottom, lift up. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, draw the belly in. Inhale, bring your right foot in between the hands, low lunge, so the left knee comes down, you sink into that hip, open up the heart with a big breath in. And then exhale, feet, hands down, frame that foot, standing forward, bend, feet together, crown down, hips high, nose to knee. Inhale, squeeze your bottom, lift. Launch up, look to those thumbs, flying mountain, hands to heart. Onto the next side, bend the knees and lift. Flying mountain, exhale, fold, hinge the hips, crown down, hips high, hands to the floor, nose to knee. Inhale, left lunge, leg, take it back. Bend into that front knee and those hips, swing those hands up. Big breath in, and then exhale, plant the hands down, step back into downward facing dog, just for 1 exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale, 8-point pose or chaturanga. Feel free to take it if you want to. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Bring it forward, make sure it's between the hands. And then drop that back knee, sink into the hips, open the heart. Lovely raise of prana to the fingers, and then hands down by the feet. Standing forward, bend, crown down, hips high, get into those hamstrings. Bend your knees and lift. And then exhale, hands to heart, just to close your sun salutation. Take a moment, take a breath, relax the shoulders, relax your face. And then tuck my top in. And then we're going to come into waking up the sides of the body now. So I'm going to turn to face you. Have your feet about hip distance apart, bend into the knees. And when you're ready, we're going to come into Khali Mudra. So suck up the thighs, interlace the fingers, index fingers nice and high, lift. And then up and over to the right side. So allow that hip to swing out. Have your elbows by your ears and just reach out of those fingers. Lovely. Try and keep yourself in a nice line so you're not bending over, and then you've got a lovely stretch in the side body. Suck up the knees, suck up the thighs, lift. Everything in, pelvic floor, belly in and up, and then exhale over. That's it, lovely side bend, gorgeous. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bring those hands down to the waist. We're going to come into a back bend. So roll the shoulder blades behind you, elbows towards each other, suck up the thighs are nice and strong, lift up, breath in. And then just ease the hips forward, chin on your chest. So take it easy with the first one. Just let the back know you're coming in. And then inhale, lift. Draw the belly in and up. And then exhale, hips forward. And this time you can just open the throat. Let all that tension off the front body as the weight of your skull just draws tension out of your spine. Let it go. And then inhale, lift. So we're going to counter that posture. So exhale, hinge the hips. Bring your index finger and middle finger to your big toe, crown down, hips high, and just allow yourself to hang for a moment. So hips high, chest towards your knees, forehead towards your shins, and just use those fingers like a little lever on your big toe if you want to. Or if you're nice and comfortable in this position, lift your feet and put your hands underneath. So you've got the palm of your hand, you've got the sole of your foot standing on the palm of your hand, and then just fold and get your forehead towards your shins. So this is a really lovely way. We have got a lot of chakras, energy channels in our body, and the main ones are up the spine, but we've got hundreds in our feet and our hands. So this way we've got all our energy channels touching and just resetting and rebooting how we're going to feel for the rest of the day. Take a couple of breaths, check in. Feel your breath. Energy on the inhale. Deep cleanse on the exhale. And then release your hands from your feet. Take a little bend and lift. Squeeze your bottom, raise up. And then hands to heart, exhale. Take a full round of breath, rock the shoulders. Soften your face. Bring yourself to the front of the mat. I'm going to come into our warrior flow. So a little bend in the knees and lift. Launch up, suck up the thighs, lift the thumbs. And fold. So your chest comes to your knees, your hands come onto the floor, crown of your head is low. Sit back, spinal extension. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're just going to do a little bit on the arms and the belly before we move on here. So you're in your downward facing dog. Spread your palms, hips are high, and have your feet a little tiny bit wider than you normally would. We're going to take a little press up. So when you're ready, look between your thumbs, take a breath in, and then exhale, just lower your elbows towards the floor. Inhale, push. Exhale, bring those elbows towards the floor. Inhale, take it up. Lovely. We're going to do 3 more. So just getting some strength in the upper body. Tuck that belly. 1 more. So if you find this too hard, just come back into a child's pose and rest. If not, we're going to stay in our downward facing dog. We're going to crunch the middle of the belly. So take a breath in. And with an exhale now, take your right hand and grab hold of the outside of your left ankle. Twist and look underneath. That's it. Take a breath in. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, release that hand. Try not to rush your breath. It's really tempting if you want to get out of the pose. Now left hand to left ankle to rush your breath. Look under your right armpit. Take a breath in. Tuck the belly and twist. But if you keep the breath nice and long and steady, then the body will calm and you can stay in the position. 1 more. So we've got the right hand now to the left ankle, making that twist, drawing the belly. That's it, getting in the glutes and the sides. 1 more. Inhale, release, and then exhale, left hand to right ankle. Take that twist. Steady your breath nice and slow. And then inhale, release your hand, take it back to downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to come into our warriors now. So bring your right foot in between your hands. We're going to come into warrior 1. So drop that back heel. So you've got a nice warrior stance. You're grounding through the front heel, grounding through the back heel, and raise up. Squeeze the thigh. Lift. Khali Mudra with your hands. Interlace the fingers, index fingers high. Lift. Check your front thighs nice and straight and long. Knees going towards the big toe. Just sinking hips lifting out of your waist. And if you want to, gently look up to those thumbs. Take a breath. Natural progression here now, warrior 2. So release the hands, open the front body, and bring it so it's facing the long end of your mat. Look over that middle finger and pull back. So straighten the front leg, lift the hands, touch. And then exhale, bend into that front knee, spread the energy, and the fingers sink. Nice straight spine sinking into that pelvis. Lovely. Ground down through both heels. 1 more. And exhale. This time it's going to take us towards a right angle. So lift, suck up, pelvic floor, belly, lift. And exhale, bend that right arm into your right angle. So you're resting that forearm on your front thigh and sweep that front hand out and up. Open the shoulder, look up. That's it, we're not dumping too much in it. 1 more breath. Now when you're ready, take this right hand, put it on the outside of your foot. Take the top hand, bring it down. We're going to come into a standing split. So take that back foot and lift. Take your hands forward, lift the back leg as high as it can go, take a breath in, and then if you're feeling confident, just guide your nose towards your knee, lift that back leg, take a breath, steady. The higher you lift that back leg, the more you'll balance, and if you're feeling pretty balanced, you can take your right hand on the back of your right calf and just draw your nose to your knee a little bit more. Take one more breath. Crown really low, hips high, nose to knee. One more. When you're ready now, release your hand, bend that front knee and step back into a warrior three. So put your heel down, bend into that front knee and take your left arm up and over. Warrior two, land. You got it, lovely. So take a breath in, lift. Square your feet, we're going to come into our bowing warrior. So interlace the fingers behind, Khali Mudra, index fingers nice and long, open the heart. And then hinge the hips, crown down, hips high. You can push your heels out a little bit and just let that crown go really low. Now you can stay here and check in with your breath, or you can move. You've got a bit of tension in your knees and your hips and your ankles, then feel free to move. Feel free to get into that tension. We don't need to be stiff, but if you like it and you feel nice and calm with your crown low, and your arms over, and check in with your breath and stay there. Feel the breath as all that fresh, juicy blood goes into your brain. And then when you're ready, release your hands, bring them down to your waist. We're going to use our stomach muscles to take us up to standing. Now we're going to move over onto the left side. So turn your left foot to the short end of the mat. Check your heels are in line. We're going to come into warrior one. So we've got a nice stance. You're going to sweep the fingers, bend the knee and lift. Interlace the fingers, Khali Mudra. You know it, lift. Lift out the waist, look forward. It's a nice square hips. Ground down through that front heel. You've got a nice straight thigh. Draw the belly in and up, lift. And if you want to, then just gently look up at those thumbs. And your next exhale, open your hands, spread. So now your pelvis is facing the long end of the mat, not forward. And you're going to look over that middle finger. You're going to take the pressure off that front thigh by sucking it up. Lift, touch the palms. And then exhale, spread. So front knee goes towards your little toe, shoulder blades come back, and you look over that middle finger. Lovely, two more. Grow and spread. Check your breath. Lovely. Final one. Lift from the pelvic floor up and then exhale. This time we're going to take that left arm. We're going to take it onto our front thigh for a side angle. So ground down through the front heel. Take that top arm and lift. Look to those fingers, open the shoulder. And then take your left hand on the outside of that front foot. Look up. We're going to come into our standing split. So bring both hands next to the foot, ground down through the front foot, lift the back, straighten that left leg, get comfy as you can be, and then bring your nose towards your knee. So opening the thighs, get that back foot nice and high, steady in your position, steady your breath, and stay here. Or take your left hand to the back of your left calf and just start to guide your nose towards your knee. That's it, you've got it. Stay strong. Strong legs. And then when you're ready, release your left hand back. Bend into that front knee. Take your right foot back, warrior two, heels in line. And your front hand comes all the way up and over. Sink into warrior two just for one to stabilize. So check out those middle fingers. Sink. And then raise the hands, lift. And Khali Mudra, hands to heart, and bring your feet in. That's it, take a breath. Check in with that prana, check in with your heart rate. Feel it, hear it. One more round of breath. Checking in with how we feel over what we think. Then bring yourself to the front of the mat. We're going to take ourselves towards our floor postures. But before we do, we're going to come into chair pose. So bring your feet about hip distance apart, spread into the toes, bend into the knees, and flying mountain. Lift up, launch, look to the thumbs. And then sit back, tailbone down, chest open, check out those thumbs, okay? So your tailbone's down, your heart's lifted, take a breath. If it's not comfortable checking out the thumbs, then look down. Take a breath, and you can stay here or you can just come onto your toes, just for a breath. So just open up the ankles and the toes, take one more breath in. And then heels come down, hands run down the centre line, touch the floor. Spinal extension, sit back, grow your spine, look forward, you fill up. And then step back into downward facing dog. Wow, it's so rainy outside. Take 2 breaths now in your downward facing dog. So inhale through the nose. Lift the hips, exhale out the mouth, soften between the shoulder blades. Let that head hang, let it rock, spread the fingers. One more. Then when you're ready, we're going to come into our swan. So take your right knee towards your right wrist, bring that foot across the mat and then lengthen through the left. So rock the hips, rock the knees, check out your stance. So you want to have your left thigh and your left knee and your left big toe all in one line, nice and sunk with gravity towards the floor. And then check out your right thigh. Have you got your knee running a line to your hip or a little bit more out to the side? Either's good, but just rock and feel good. If you need a cushion under that right bottom, then take it. Interlace your fingers, Khali Mudra, that lovely detox. Take your chest open, lift. And then when you're ready, on the exhale, release your hands and just pad them to the left side. So we're going to come to the left side, bring yourself down and make sure your head's on something. So either bring it onto the floor or bring it onto your palms. Rock it out. Check in with those hips, those knees. Lovely swan pose. Forehead on the mat. With your forehead supported like this, it just allows the brain to stop having to chase after the next thought. So your hips are opening, your knees are opening. So powerful, and your mind can be nice and calm and still. Don't fight with it. If your mind is really, really super active at the moment today, then don't fight with it, just be with it. Take a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, lift your hands, pad yourself back. We're going to come into Firelog Pose. So take that left foot round. I'm going to come to face you. We're going to take that left heel on top of your right knee and then maneuver yourself so that you've got your right foot just underneath your left knee. So you're like stacking your shins. So this isn't the most comfortable position. You might find your knees really, really high. You might find your knees like this. Doesn't matter how they are. We're just going to take a few breaths. We've opened the pelvis, we've opened the knees. I'm in a really warm, lovely position to be able to take this pose now. So bring your fingertips to the floor, lift up first of all, draw the belly in and up, grow. And when you're ready for your exhale, just begin to fold forward. So release off those hips and those knees. We'll take about 4 or 5 breaths. Inhale to grow. And exhale just to pad your hands forward if you need to and fold. So it's all about long, steady breaths now. Bringing your mind into those hips, into those knees, letting them release. Scan your body with your mind. Any tension, any thickness in those hips, go find it with the exhale and let it go. One more breath. So as you fold now on your final breath, you might have your hands out to the side, you might have them out nice and long, you might be able to get them in prayer. Just fold over those legs and take one bit of silence, a silent breath. Gentle pause in this position. And then very gently pad your hands back and we're going to switch sides. We're going to do this, you should be facing this way on your mat. So we're going to do this by lifting off the left leg, sweeping the right all the way around and coming into our left side swan. So you've got your left knee now, either in line with your hip or slightly out to the side. Your right leg's nice and long, thigh and kneecap on the floor. Reaching, putting a little charge in that back toe and then suck. So suck everything up. The thighs, the pelvis, lift, interlace the fingers, open the heart. Take a big breath in. Really love that heart opener. Hips and heart opener. And then bring your hands down. Rock and then lie yourself over to the right side. Head on your hands or head on the floor. Rock out those hips and those knees. Just let gravity take hold of your shoulders and of your hips and just let yourself go into this posture. This is your surrender posture, your time to take a little bit of silence, a little bit of stillness. peace for yourself. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, pad your hands up. We're going to come into our Firelog Pose. So I'm going to turn to face you. So take your right foot round and put your right ankle over your left knee. And just manoeuvre your left foot so it's underneath your right knee. Again, you're stacking your shins. Don't worry about how high or how low they are. Just ease yourself into this position. Bring your fingertips down by the sides. Take a breath in. And then fold. So start to fold, start to relax. Relax your face, your shoulders, and breathe your way through this posture. So a lot of these postures are showing us that when we are feeling discomfort, we don't need to shy away, we don't need to pull back. We can breathe our way through it. We can stay in control. We can breathe our way through a difficult situation, a difficult posture, and stay really well connected with yourself. If you get to the point where your hands are down or you want to rest your forearms, please do. Take it easy, go with your breath. Don't go with your mind, go with your breath. Be led by the breath. 1 more breath. And at the end of this exhale, take a bit of peace, take a pause, let go. And then interlace your fingers, pad yourself up. There we go. So lift that right leg off. We're going to take our legs nice and forward and we're going to come into boat pose, Navasana. So bring your bottom down, shoulders down behind you. I'm going to come into the middle of my mat and bring your hands to the back of your thighs. So tip yourself up, push through the balls of the feet. And you might have some wobbles, you might not, but we're just going to activate the belly. So draw the belly in, lift and tuck, get that fire going in the belly. Take a breath. And if you're okay, you can release and reach forward. So just a few breaths here. Drawing in the belly, lifting through the crown, checking in with your breath. Now you can stay here, or you can make it a little tiny bit harder. If you want to make it a little bit tiny bit harder, then just slowly release the legs and lower the torso on your inhale. And then exhale, bring the knees in and check in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, check in. Inhale, lengthen. Get that belly going, get that fire going, that determination. Check in with those chakras in the belly. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back, and then we'll come into our L shape. So inhale, release the legs, raise up the hands. We're going to come into the Dandasana, seated forward fold. So reach over, grab hold of those big toes, bend your knees. All you have to do to get your big toes, open the heart. Lift and lengthen that spine and fold. So get your heart towards your big toes. Really release off that back. Bend your knees, all you have to. It's not about the legs. This one's about the spine. So draw the belly in, grow your spine and then fold. Get your chest towards those knees. Take a few more. If you find actually you've got quite a lot of flexibility in your hamstrings, and you can have your legs straight on the floor and you can just grab hold of those soles of the feet and you can open the heart and just do the same thing. Just fold yourself towards your forward fold. See how you get on. Take a couple of breaths, let go, release, surrender. There's a lot of psychological benefits when we surrender our upper body over our lower body. 1 more. And when you're ready, release your hands from your feet, interlace your fingers, lift. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So bring your hands down on the floor, take your right foot over the left. Now you can stay with your left leg nice and long if you want to, or you can tuck it round to the side. But if you have tucked around to the side, just make sure both your bottom cheeks are on the floor and your right knee is nice and high. Now I'm going to turn around. We're going to take a prayer position with this one. So both your bottom cheeks are on the floor, that right knee's high, lift the hands to prayer on the inhale. Bring them down to the heart. And then take the fleshy bit of the back of your left arm, put it around that knee, and just bring yourself round. So draw the belly in, grow on the inhale. And then exhale, just look over that shoulder and take a lovely squeeze in the spine. See if you can get your thumbs into your heart. That will open the back nicely. So inhale, lift. And exhale, make that twist and you look over the shoulder, just melt that spine. Lovely final breath. And then release the hands, bring it back. We're going to switch. I'm going to turn around sides so that you can see. So switch your legs. So now you've got your right leg underneath and your left leg over the top. You might want that right leg nice and long. If you're in this position and you feel like you need some more space in your lower back and your belly, then just release off that leg because you'll still have the same twist in your spine. Both your bottom cheeks are on the floor. Raise the hands and lift. Bring your hands into prayer, exhale down, hands to heart. Now take the back of your right arm, put it over the left, make that squeeze now so you've got your palms to your thumbs, to your sternum, your palms together, and Khali Mudra. And then take that left shoulder back and squeeze. Like you're trying to look behind you. One lift. And a lovely let go into that posture as you squeeze. Final pulse. Final breath. And then release your hands, bring yourself to the front of the mat. We're going to take our spine upside down. So we're going to come into bridge. So roll yourself back, bring your heels in towards your bottom, feet on the floor and arms nice and long. And then when you're ready, just tuck up your tailbone, lift. Open the heart, put your shoulder blades underneath, ground down through the heels. And if you want to, interlace your fingers, Khali Mudra, index fingers nice and long. So push those hips up, open the belly. Let all that fresh blood flow into the brain. Now you can stay here and you continue to breathe in your bridge. Or if you want to come into shoulder stand, you can release your hands, put them underneath your hips. And then just bring your knees over, take a little flip. Rock your shoulders underneath, get yourself into ball pose. Take a breath, settle. And then just allow your feet to raise. That's it, toes to touch. Nice long posture. So you're in your shoulder stand. Close your eyes and take about a minute. Whether you're in bridge or whether you're in shoulder stand, just take some time for yourself. Let the blood settle. Support your back with your hands. Relax into the posture. Make your toes smile. Push the balls of your feet. Take a moment just to check in, just to be you. Take a lovely detox. And if you want to stay here for longer, pause the video. Stay here for a bit longer. I could stay here all day. But I know that's not a sensible thing to do. So we're going to come out. So you're going to bend your knees if you're in shoulder stand. Release your hands if you're in bridge and roll your back down. If you're in shoulder stand, then bring your knees in, cross your ankles and take an inhale to roll up. Release the back. Big breath in. We're going to come into easy fish, but before we do that, we're going to put the soles of our feet together. So our knees are nice and open, and then draw yourself back into fish. So elbows onto the floor, thumbs into your sacrum, roll your shoulder blades underneath, open the heart, lift. And then exhale, open your throat and just let the crown of the head drop back, so much so that you can almost feel the pull of the skin on your throat. Now inhale, allow your spine to almost push through your chest. And exhale to completely let go through your mouth. One more. Then when you're ready, just bring yourself up. Pad your hands back, ready to close our flow. So you're going to close in cobbler. So you've got your feet together, the soles of your feet are touching. Bring your heels as close as you can into your groin and have one hand around one foot, one hand around the other. Draw up, lift through the crown. Knees nice and wide. And then we're going to take a fold. So bring your elbows in front of those shins. Take a lift, grow your spine. And then just guide your nose towards your big toes. So you can round, you can let go, you can let those knees be nice and wide. Just round the spine, bring your nose towards your knees and let go. And when you're ready, release your hands from your toes. Bring your knees in together. Now you're quite welcome to give yourself a little namaste and walk off your mat, or you can come into your Shavasana Kriya. It's entirely up to you. So if you want to come into Shavasana Kriya, lay yourself back, palms facing up, feet flopped out to the side. I'm going to take it with you today. So make sure you're nice and easy. Your palms are facing up, feet flopped to the side, and your spine's nice and long. And take an inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale out of the mouth to let go. Allow yourself to get heavy, your shoulders to get heavy, your hips, your ankles. Almost feel like the mat is swallowing you up. A couple more breaths now. Energy in, pressure out. Final breath towards our breath hold. So inhale, fill up. And then hold on to that breath for your count of 12. And exhale out of the mouth. Let go, draw your senses underneath the skin, like you can almost see behind your eyelids. I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. So when you're ready, bring your awareness into the tips of your toes. And then the roots of your toes. So with brain training, bring your awareness into the soles of your feet, your ankles. Notice your shins, your calves. Any thoughts, sweep them aside and bring your awareness into your kneecaps, backs of knees. Feel into the fronts of your thighs and the backs of your thighs. Notice your glutes. Feel your pelvis. Soften your lower belly. Soften your lower back. Bring your awareness into your upper belly and feel into your middle back. Notice your chest, your shoulder blades, your fingertips, roots of fingers. Now allow the backs of your hands to be super heavy. Feel into the heat that you might have in the palms of your hands. Your wrists, your forearms, your elbows. Bring that awareness into your upper arms, your shoulders, your collarbones. Take your awareness deep inside the pit of your throat. I'm going to raise up into the face. You're going to release off any tension in your jaw, around your lips, in your cheeks. Release that grip that you hold in your temples, any pressure around the eyeballs, and the nose. And then offer your brain some space. Offer some weight into the base of your skull. And allow the crown of your head to feel nice and light and lifted. Now run that awareness, that energy that you are connected to through the whole of your body. Reset, recharge. Take this time in Shavasana Kriya just for you. Take a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Very gently bring yourself up to seated. To a gentle cross-legged position. Check in with your new body, your new mind, your new heart. Bring yourself into Chin Mudra. We're going to take 3 breaths together before we close. So when you're ready, take an inhale, Ujjayi, fill up. Take a Ujjayi exhale, keep the energy in. Constrict the throat and breathe out the nose. 2 more, breathe in through the nose, constrict the throat. Breathe out through the nose, constrict the throat. Final breath, raise your arms, lift. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Plug those thumbs into your sternum. And now consciously thank yourself for coming to the mat. Thank yourself for your practice. I thank you for joining me. Namaste.